Hi, this is John Marling, Pulse Research. On behalf of Local Broadcast Sales, I want to welcome you to the introduction to the new LBS Pulse Sales Tools. This is a unique time because now is the best time ever to help your local businesses. I'm going to repeat that because many of you think, what do you mean it's now the best time? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of pain and suffering out there. But because there is uncertainty, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for each one of your stations and each one of your team members to assist and help your local businesses. In the pre-COVID days, which my gosh, seems like forever ago, doesn't it? Most of the businesses in your community had a pretty darn good idea of what would happen for their business in the next 90 days. Why? Because they had history. They knew what happened a year ago. Things were normal. So it was very easy to predict what would be happening in the upcoming months. Well, obviously now everything's changed. There is total uncertainty because of the impact in our lifestyles, our shopping patterns because of the pandemic. Now, today, every business in your community is very, very, very interested in information about the shopping plans for their business over the next 90 days. Why? Because when they look into the next couple of days, weeks, months, there's total uncertainty. Nobody knows what's going to be happening. And so Pulse did a comprehensive shopping survey. And it's available to you totally complimentary from your friends at LBS and Pulse. The second thing we have available for you on a complimentary basis to support you during these times of challenge is the Pulse Sales Tools, giving your team members the ability to access the COVID shopping information and create very engaging presentations in literally under 60 seconds. So instead of giving you a pile of statistics which nobody uses, your team members will have tools, a resource at home, in fact on any device, to access the shopping information and once again create presentations to engage your business, to show them what the opportunity is for their business over the next 90 days. The third thing we have for you to support you during this period is the Pulse Training and Certification Program, to give your team members the confidence along with the motivation to use this new extremely valuable resource. We got an email a few months ago from one of our clients, and she said, a current shopping survey would really help our local businesses who are freaking out right now, and I think you'd agree with that. She said it would also help us be viewed as the trusted advisor who is there to help them navigate through these unprecedented times. I think that's a pretty awesome, frankly, she nailed it. Why? Because the businesses are hurting. Times are not only challenging, there's so much uncertainty. And it gives you the opportunity with information from a shopping survey to be that trusted advisor to truly help them navigate these unprecedented times. It's now the time to be that trusted consultant and assist and support your local businesses. So all Pulse did, and it was really, really simple, we just asked the questions your businesses would ask. For example, a furniture store would ask, you plan to shop at a furniture store, right? But they would also ask, and they certainly want to know, what do you plan to buy? Living room furniture, bedroom furniture, dining room furniture. A realtor would want to know, do you plan to use a realtor? Do you plan to list a property? Do you plan to buy a property? A car dealer will obviously want to know, do you plan to buy a new vehicle, used vehicle? What brand do you plan to buy? What automotive services do you need? We asked the questions the businesses would ask for the major categories: real estate, automotive, retail, healthcare, financial, professional services. And the great news is this information is available to you on a complimentary basis from LBS and Pulse. We got over 4,000 samples in each one of the data sets that's available for you. So we have local TV station, we have local radio station, listened or watched in the last 24 hours on a metropolitan basis or on a non-metro basis. And once again, we asked shopping plans in the next 3 months. We normally ask at Pulse, and by the way, we've been in business, I'm proud to say, for 35 years. We normally ask, what do you or your household plan to buy in the next 12 months? But we realized what was going to be most helpful, beneficial, usable, actionable for your local businesses is shopping plans in the next 3 months. So in summary, we asked for over 200 business categories, but we also asked the products and services associated with those business categories. So like with an insurance agent, we not only asked about, you plan to change into an insurance agent in the next 3 months, we also asked, what are your insurance plans in the next 3 months? Get new homeowners or change homeowners insurance. Change or get new automotive insurance. So this is the information, because of the uncertainty, that every single business in your community is going to be so appreciative of. Here's how to help your local businesses. I put together some examples of the Pulse sales tools to give you kind of a little idea before we go live on the demo site to show you how the information with the Pulse sales tools is so very, very, very engaging. The first example is the Pulse teaser. As you can see on the example here, it's really simple, but it's the big number. The 4,190, what's in it for the local business? In this case, a remodeling contractor. Over 4,000 households in this example who plan to use a remodeling contractor in the next 3 months. So you share with them the opportunity, that grabs their attention, but then you say, would you like to know more, about their plans? What do they mean by that? The person might say, well, we also asked, you plan to remodel a bathroom? Do you plan to remodel a kitchen? Do you plan to add a room? And I can assure you the businesses to say, yeah, absolutely, I'd like to know. And then your team member says, oh, when's convenient for you? How about this afternoon? And so it's much easier and more effective to engage with the business, get appointments, and obviously the businesses are extremely interested today. I was attending a sales meeting a week or so ago. One of the ad reps shared a story. She said, I was on the phone with a business. I just could not get his attention. You could tell he was, on the brink of hanging up. And she said, I shared the Pulse teaser, the big number, what's in it for the business. And she said, he started to listen. And the reason is because you're engaging with what's in it for the business instead of talking about you. And that makes all the difference in the world. By the way, where does Pulse get the big number? It's really simple. Taking the number of households in your station's footprint times the percentage from the COVID impact survey done by Pulse, who said, in this example, we plan to use a remodeling contract. So it's 4.5% times 93,100 households in the market area of your station's footprint. Second example I want to show you is the Pulse Flyer. This is a phenomenal tool in that it not only engages the business with the big number, what's in it for them, but it also shares with them, and it's almost like a crystal ball, what specific ideas, opportunities for their business category. So you see here in this example flyer, once again for remodeling contractor, we ask the questions you would ask to give you some answers during these uncertain times. Do you plan to use a remodeling contractor in the next 3 months? Over 4,000 said yes. So it's like the teaser, but look at this. We also asked, do you plan to add or replace a deck, remodel a bathroom, remodel a kitchen, add a room? And what jumps right off the page to the business is My gosh, look at remodeling bathroom. Over 5,000 households plan to remodel a bathroom. They immediately see opportunity. It gives them ideas. Once again, being the consultant on where this business can get additional customers during these times of uncertainty. So the Pulse Flyer, and we'll go live and create one in just a second, you're going to love that your team members will be able to access the COVID Impact shopping information in literally under 60 seconds, create a Pulse Flyer. But this gives them not only what's in it for them, the big number for their business category, but specific ideas of opportunity for the products and services that they have. The next thing I want to quickly show you from the Pulse Sales Tools is our little break-even calculator. And why is this so important today? Because so many businesses in your community, they're hurting financially. The last thing they want to do is sign a contract, right? This little tool gives them the confidence, the peace of mind to say, yes, let's do it. Why? Because it shows them with their input on their customer value and on their cost of goods. In other words, they come up with the net customer value. It shows them how few customers they need for a consistent campaign. So in other words, in this example here, just 18 customers at $700 each pays for a $12,000 campaign. Many of your team members are working from home. As I go live here in just a second, I want to share with you how your team members can use the Pulse Sales Tools to start the conversation, get appointments. It's got some emailing components in there. They can do Zoom webinars, and it's also got a nice little call planner. In other words, the ability to identify hot prospects, not just any old prospects, but hot closable prospects, and put together a call list. So let's go live and show you, give you a little tour of your Pulse Sales Tools that are available to you on a complimentary basis. If you'd like to take a look, go to pulseresearch.com/broadcast and then enter username and password radios, RADIOS, okay? And by the way, I'm doing a little radio demo here, but the Pulse Sales Tools, the functionality is exactly the same for a television station team member. On their home page is the links to the prospecting resources, so we can identify hot prospects for your team members, engaging with the teaser, the flyer, the closing tool that I just showed you, along with the Pulse Training and Certification Program. So let's go to the Pulse Training and Certification Program, because it is an extremely important resource to very quickly get your team members up to speed, confident and motivated to use this new resource that's available to them. So there's a little introduction. What works now? Where do the numbers come from? Because a lot of team members aren't confident in research. So it's a very simple explanation about the research and its applicability, usability. Then as you see here, as we're going through the sales steps like prospecting, there's a short video for each one of the training sessions along with hands-on training assignments. And so we would highly recommend, in fact, if I was a sales manager again, I would require that my team members become Pulse certified. And so as they're going through each one of the training sessions, they indicate that they, yes, watched the video and that they did each one of the training assignments. You see, when they click on that, then they confirm that, yes, I did the steps for the prospecting training. So I'm confirming I completed this step. And as you can see, it checks it off for them. But for you, it sends an email notifying you that this team member has completed the prospecting training session. So looking at the other training sessions, the call planner, which I'll show you live here in just a second, the teaser, creating teasers and using teasers, same thing with setting up appointments, actually getting appointments, a video on how to get appointments, using the flyer, needs analysis, closing with the Pulse break-even tool, reporting, so they make sure they get credit for using and results with their Pulse sales tools. Then there's a wrap-up where, to complete the certification, they make a presentation to you, the manager, so you're comfortable and confident that yes, they can, and they go out and make a sale using the program. And then ongoing, some best practices. What would other Pulse clients recommend to you? KPIs, key performance indicators, and prospecting using the teasers, formal presentations, and closes each week. So that's an overview of the Pulse training and certification program. So let's go back to the dashboard and start using the tool. Number one, let's identify some hot closable prospects. So we click on the COVID-19 Business Guide, and right at their fingertips are 25 business categories that we would highly recommend that they engage with first. Why? Because these are the business categories that have an increase in shopping from the ongoing COVID Impact Shopping Survey back to the survey that Pulse completed just last January. And look at this, business categories that relate to home, because people are spending so much time at home today, are up in shopping, like a lumberyard, up 48% because of the pandemic compared to pre-pandemic. A remodeling contractor up 33%. Okay, a hardware store up 18%. Financial advisor, because of the turbidity in the stock market, up 9%. Then Pulse has a more expansive guide, broken out by financial services, general services, professional services, grocery, home goods, contractor, automotive, real estate, etc. So let's find some hot prospects for us, okay? So here's how a team member would use the program. They would pick a specific business category, like building supply lumberyard. They click on Find, and up will come a map defaulted to your area. We set up the program for you. We set up the default. Can they change it? Of course. They just type in another area zip code or put in a community name. Then your team member can click here, and they can add it to their call plan, which I'll show you. They can create a teaser or a flyer. But let's go over here to the left-hand side, and let's put together some prospects. So add to call plan, add to call plan, add to call plan, add to call plan. And then, and by the way, they can click right here and create a teaser, flyer, or account. But let's go up to our call plan, because this has proven to be a very useful tool in today's world, with your team members working remotely. It gives you, the manager, the ability to see where your team members are at and what, where their focus is. Okay, so I clicked on, I've added some businesses to my call plan here. I can organize this by day. Okay, and then your team member, they've created a call list. They've identified different business categories, added to their call plan like I just did, for lumber, building supply. But let's go down here, and I'll show you how a team member in real time, very simply, can add to their call plan their progress. So you click on Add Activity, and then they just merely, what was the type of call? It was a phone call. Okay? Could have been a text, a voicemail, email, etc. What was the purpose of the call? It was a cold call. It was a new business call, right? Okay, what did you present? I presented broadcast and a digital package. What's my follow-up? A contract with a spec spot. When? Click here on the map, on the calendar here, and then they say, okay, I'm going to do it next Tuesday. They can add it to their Google, Apple Calendar, etc. They can put in some notes, and it's as simple as that. They're logging their activity. Okay? So you see here, so you can see in real time, and it's a great little tool and resource for them. to keep organized on top of what they're doing. So let's say I'm an ad rep working at home. I just mouse over and look at that. Right at my fingertips, I can create a teaser for Edwards Jones. So I click on teaser, and it gives me the teaser options. But it's all focused on what's in it for the business. So in this example here, 10,800 local households plan to use Change or New a financial advisor in the next 3 months. If you got the words to say to engage with a business, here's the opportunity. Would you like to know more about their financial plans? In terms of stock, in terms of bonds. And say, yeah, I'd love to. An appointment is set up. If you can't talk to the person on the phone, we've got an example email. Here's a very popular one. It's a printed conversation. And so I like to do this. I just highlight it like that, cut and paste, and put it into an email. It's got a very impactful big number. Oh, and by the way, since we're here, in the setup for your Pulse tools, you give us your various audience station packages, and we can put it in a drop-down list for you. Okay? Simple as that. So in other words, the geographic footprint of the various combinations of stations or a individual standalone station. Okay? Simple as that. So that's the Pulse teaser. So let's go back here to the dashboard if I might. Show you a couple other prospecting tools. This one is very unique. It's the Pulse Hot Prospects. It's unique that it tracks the actual close ratio, average sale, and sold rank of each one of the business categories. How do we get that? Every time an ad rep creates a presentation using their Pulse sales tools, it automatically records that engagement for that business category. So every time they create a presentation for a furniture store, for instance, a teaser flyer, automatically records it. But then when the ad rep puts in what happened, and I'll show you in just a second, we track the close ratio. They put in what the average sale is. Or in other words, you track the average sale from the various sales that they've recorded, in this case for a furniture store. And most important, it tracks the number sold. And look at this. So you click on sold rank, and right at your team members' fingertips is the low-hanging fruit, the business categories most sold by ad reps using Pulse across North America. And then they just merely click on a specific one. But before I do that, let me show you another really great tool here. Is you can click on category, and it shows them the automotive categories, the education categories, farm-related, financial-related, retail, etc. It's a very, very usable resource. Or they can just type in, like insurance. And it brings up the insurance business category. They just click on find. And now let's create a flyer, if we will, okay? So we come over here. Once again, obviously, we can add to our call plan, creating a prospect list. But let's click here on create. Let's click on flyer. And it is simple and as fast as that to create a Pulse flyer. With obviously the big number, it gives them the insight, oh my gosh, look at the number of households who plan to change or get life insurance. I made a huge sale once on a four-legged sales call pointing out to the business the number of households reached who are going to change or get new business insurance. But look at the usability of this. Your team member can click on the editing pen, and let's say you're doing a Zoom webinar right now, so they see your ad rep screen, and you're asking the business person, what else would you like to know? Well, I'd also like to know about business health insurance, okay? Because we asked in the survey. They drop down here, what else would you like to know? I'd like to know about dental insurance, crop insurance. You get the idea. Your team member now has the ability to be that consultant and have immediate access with and for the business. Because once again, they can do a Zoom webinar, or if they're out with the business on their phone or their tablet, they can engage with the business with real-time research about and for that business category. Then they just click on update, and there it is. They can email this presentation to the business. because all the Pulse presentations are web pages. They just click here, share, and here's the address of this presentation. Gives them some words, a template that they can change and email it to the business. They can also print it as a PDF, by the way, and send it to the business. So that's an overview of how quickly, literally in under 60 seconds, they can create a Pulse flyer. They just do and go to and let's go back here, one of the prospecting tools, and there's 3 available, by the way, and then click on Find and identify a specific business. We've also got a mapping prospecting tool. They can just click on the map and up will come, and they can zoom right in, by the way. They can save a particular map zoom. They can add it, and they can type in their name and make this their home page. So every time they come back, it defaults to that team member's map. Once again, they click on a particular business here, and then they can create an account, they can create a teaser, or they create a flyer. It's as simple and as fast as that. So back to the dashboard, if I might. Let me show you the Pulse closing tool. This is one of our most popular tools today. They click here on their dashboard, and let's say it's a $6,000 campaign at a furniture store, okay? How many weeks? 13 weeks, okay? You ask the business, get their engagement. Let's work together. You're the boss. Let's determine what's comfortable for you. We understand things are tough, okay? So let's together figure out what's comfortable in number of new customers to pay for, to break even on a consistent campaign. So what's your customer value at your furniture store? Well, about $2,500, okay? What's your cost of goods? In other words, the cost of the furniture. About 65%, okay? You make $875? Yeah, that sounds right. Look at that. All you need is just 7 customers during the campaign. That's just a little over 2 customers per month over the next 3 months to pay for the campaign. By the way, that's 7 out of the over 1,500 households we reach. We're going to shop at a furniture store in the next 3 months. Or 7, out of the 1,409, who are going to use a remodeling contractor. So what it shows them is how few customers they need, relating back to the big number. What's in it for them in the teaser or the flyer? But let's say a business is particularly oriented. I don't think I'm going to get 7. Well, what's the worst case scenario? What's the fewest number of customers you'd think you'd get, over the next 3 months? Well, I think I'll get 3. Okay? Well, 3 customers at $875 each is $2,625. Let's begin. Let's start with a $2,600 campaign. And guys say, yeah, let's do it, because it's based on their worst case scenario. Very, very effective. A couple other things in wrap up here. When your team members log in, they will see a list of every presentation they've created. Okay? All they have to do is just click on flyer and they see the flyer. But let me show you how they can record and get that you've used it. So we've created a teaser here for Edward Jones. They just click, I engaged with a teaser to get an appointment. Okay, so just mark it as engaged. When did I do it? I did it on the 12th. I click set. And now they get Pulse points, but they get credit for presenting that presentation. So they can go through the presentations they've created. This is very, very effective. Once again, if they're on the phone, they just click on flyer, click on teaser, and they've got the words to say to start the conversation. I've heard so many times, a team member say to me, this is awesome because it gives me the words to say. I've been struggling with the pandemic on what to say, but this is good news. It's positive. The businesses are so appreciative. That's what the Pulse teaser and flyer does. In the real world, it gives your team members the words to say to engage with a business, and it's so exceptionally positive. Now let me show you the reporting program. Ad rep clicks on report, and by the way, when you log in as the manager, you will see each one of your ad reps and their current real-time use of your Pulse tools. When an ad rep logs in, they can then see each one of the presentations. They click on it and view it in real time. But they come over here and they click on the navigation, and then they can mark it as engaged, passed, or sold. Since I marked this one already as engaged, let's mark it as sold, okay? So it got me, literally engagement, okay? And now I presented a consistent campaign. I now mark it as sold. What is the sale amount? It was $6,000, okay? And as simple as that, I click on set. I can set the type, by the way. Is this a new sale, renewal sale, where I split it between new and renewal? Well, let's say I'm renewing a $3,000 contract, and they made a commitment for $3,000 more because they saw the opportunity, okay? When did I do it? I did it on the 12th. I click set, okay? Do I want to record the presentation date? Yes, also the 12th, okay? And they get pulse points, okay? And you as the manager will be notified that they made a sale. Going back to the dashboard in summary, Pulse and LBS are extremely pleased to provide you and your team members with not only the COVID impact shopping research, but the opportunity to access the shopping resource, to engage with the business so that the business realizes the opportunity. Because remember, the businesses today, there is so much, challenge and uncertainty. And the Pulse sales tools here to engage with the business. To sign up for the complimentary access to the research, the Pulse sales tools, all you have to do is go to Pulse, P-U-L-S-E, research.com/LBS. That's pulseresearch.com/LBS. And then fill out the pop-up of a couple of fields. And then what's most important is providing Pulse with the information to set up your Pulse sales tools so that your team members have the ability to access, engage, and show the business within your station's market footprint. How many households there are. It's as simple as that. So once again, it's pulseresearch.com/LBS. On behalf of Pulse and LBS, I want to thank you so much for your consideration, and we hope to have the opportunity to assist and support you during these uncertain times. By the way, if I can assist anywhere, any questions I can answer, my email is marling, M-A-R-L-I-N-G, at pulseresearch.com. That's marling, M-A-R-L-I-N-G, at pulseresearch.com. Thanks again. We appreciate it very much, and have a great day.